How are we doing, guys? It's Ed, the osteopath at the Movement and Wellbeing Clinic. I hope you're all well. So here's another edition of our rehab program. This week we're looking at shin splints and how to resolve them from home. So shin splints, or medial tibial stress syndrome, is a very common issue that plagues a lot of sporting participants, particularly runners, dancers and football players. It typically occurs due to drastic changes in your training routine, as the body can't quite get used to the pressure you're putting under, but there are other various risk factors for developing it. What we aim to do is prevent you from losing any time out playing the sport that you love and like to participate in, and give you a free option of how to resolve it yourself. So it's very common in sporty people, especially runners, because a third of all runners or new runners will get it. It is also present in 20% of dancers, football players and rugby players, so very highly prevalent. So what are the other risk factors for developing shin splints? So a dropped arch, or dropped navicular as it's called, high BMI, orthotics use. We also have increased external rotation of the hips, so where the leg will point out more, and also an increase in range of motion of the ankle, so when there's too much movement going through the ankle. And finally, the hallmark signs of having shin splints is pain on the inside of the shin, about the lower third of the shin. It also typically gets worse while initiating exercise, gets slightly better, but better for rest and not doing anything as well. So how do we fix it? Now, for the first time in this series, I'm not actually going to demonstrate any exercises for you, but I am going to give you a verbal rehab program. Looking at the research, there's a few things that can really help, and that is a graded running program, a strength and conditioning program, and also running technique tips. So to start with, we have the graded running program. Now this graded running program is ideal because it gives you a basis in which to start your rehab. If you don't have any pain while walking for 2 consecutive days, then you can use this program from stage 1. If you do have to rest and make sure that you are able to walk 2 consecutive days without your recognisable pain. So with the strength and conditioning exercises, if you can do these all twice a day until one of 2 things occurs: 40% recognisable pain or 80% fatigue in the muscles. Now you do this for the duration of the running program. 3 exercises you do are pen and penny, calf eccentric, and tib anterior walks. If you're unfamiliar with these, just drop us a comment or a DM and I'll happily tag you in them. So finally, we have the running technique and gait aspect of the rehab program. Now this is very difficult to give you specific subjective advice unless I actually see you. So for this, I'd recommend send us over a video of you running, ideally at a front angle, and what I could hopefully do is look at the technique and advise further. So I hope that's been useful. If you do have shin splints and you found this helpful, please give us a like. If you do know anyone that has shin splints, feel free to tag them in this and we can help them together. But if not, best of luck.